Alrighty. There's been a lot of news that's come out recently, and so I figured I'd just come out here and give it to you guys. I've had a day or so to sit on this, and I would normally bring it out and put it out on the podcast on Tuesday, but there's just a lot to go over real quick, and I want to just give it to you in the plainest, simplest form I can right here on YouTube. First off, I want to talk about the IndyCar schedule. I brushed on a little bit in the podcast. We have Milwaukee Mile is going to have a doubleheader. Also, the $1 million challenge. And one thing that I noticed on the schedule is we've noted that Texas Motor Speedway is gone. One thing I should have noticed, and I really didn't pay too much attention to at the time of that, the Indianapolis road course is only going to have one date in 2024. If I would have looked a little deeper, it would have made more sense to me that they were doing one race and not doing the double header race in August like they've done the last couple years with NASCAR. Then today, I guess if you're seeing this, that would be yesterday, the Brickyard 400 got announced as coming back to the NASCAR Cup Series schedule for 2024. Perfect sense. I guess the biggest problem here was with SMI and IndyCar fans, which is going to lead me to my next point, is IndyCar fans are really upset with SMI and Texas Motor Speedway because they believe NASCAR gets preferred preference. NASCAR wanted to go a different direction with the track and what they wanted to do with races in 2024, which took Texas off the IndyCar schedule, right? Um, I guess my biggest point is the racing fans. It's the most niche group of all these different series that they're fans of, right? I mean, you see it in the dirt track world when certain people are late model dirt modified fans, and then there's certain people that are wing sprint car or midget fans, and there's like no crossover between the two. And then you've got the Formula One elitists that think Formula One's the greatest thing on the planet and everything else is subpar and not good racing quality. Then you've got IndyCar fans that are mad at NASCAR because they think IndyCar's the true racing in America and NASCAR's this. And then you got NASCAR fans that think that nothing else exists but NASCAR. And then I mean you've got sports car fans and this and that from different aspects. It's growing, but it's not at the level of some of these other series. I guess my thought is why as racing fans, like if you were a fan of one series, why can you not appreciate another series? Like, why do you have to be so divided? Why do you have to, if you like one thing, you can't like another? I mean, you can like vanilla and chocolate ice cream. They're different, but you can like them both and appreciate them both. I feel like so NASCAR or racing in general, not just NASCAR, not Formula One, IMSA, IndyCar, or anything like that, is more niche. People are so niche into what they like. And the way I look at it, it's all racing at the end. And if we want racing to thrive and continue on in the future for future generations to enjoy, just like we do, we need to get behind and support these other racing series and not throw shade at them, right? I mean, if you don't like NASCAR or you don't like IndyCar, or you don't like Formula One, I mean, you don't have to watch it. Nobody's forcing you to watch it, but you have to at least appreciate it to a level where you just don't trash on it all the time because it's not your cup of tea and you think this is the only true form of racing is what you enjoy. There's lots of great racing in the world, and that's what we try to do here is maybe introduce people that are fans of this and that to watch more of our content and understand why this racing's interesting and why this racing's interesting. Because we here at the Dega Boys, we love racing. Like me and Tom, this is our thing. We've always loved racing. That's how we met, and that's how we have grown this channel. And then we met more people through the NSR League, and it's just racing is our passion. It's our hobby. It's our sport, right? We don't really watch other sports. I mean, rarely or often we'll ever watch another sport. We only watch racing. We watch all kinds of racing. We enjoy all racing. Racing is just a thing that we love, and it's something that we want to share with the world. That's why we're here. I also want to talk about KBM being purchased by Spire. This happened just Wednesday, right after the podcast. I guess my thought on this is where is Spire getting all this money? Was that Gamebridge deal where they part ownership? Did they put up millions and millions? $40 million for a charter that they're probably going to lease out anyway? And then they go out and buy KBM, Kyle Busch Motorsports. I mean, I didn't catch a price point on that, but wow, what's up with Spire? Where'd they get all this money? And what makes them compelled to invest all this money? Do they have bigger plans? Are we bringing Shane Van Gisbergen in to run Truck Series next year, a part-time Cup Series? is Spire. They've got the Xfinity part-time team. They've seen Hocevar make plenty of Xfinity starts for them so far this season. Is Spire trying to be the face of NASCAR series? Are they going to start an ARCA team next? They're going to go buy out JRM? What is going on here with Spire? If you guys have an opinion on this or have any insight, because I've been researching this and I'm not getting a price point on what they bought KBM for. But I mean, what are your thoughts on how well Spire is going to be doing next year? Maybe you think down long term, drivers, maybe developmental program that they're bringing towards their Cup Series program, more sponsorship opportunities. Can they win? Can they be competitive in the trucks in the Xfinity Cup? I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that. All right, rounding back to the IndyCar schedule, I just want to say the Brickyard 400 is back. This is something the fans have been asking for. Me, I've been wondering why they ever took it away. I love the Indy Road Course. Don't get me wrong; it's a great race, and it's been a great race. This year, especially without the stage cautions, made it one of the best races of the season. But NASCAR is an oval league, right? Mostly oval. You get your flavor in IndyCar with a mix of both. Formula One and like IMSA and World Endurance Championship. Most racing series are road and street course specific, like the supercar V8 supercars in Australia. But when it comes to NASCAR, they're oval dominant. They've been oval dominant. They run some road and street courses. Well, this year for street course, but road courses mainly a couple times a year. So the Brickyard 400 used to be a crown jewel event, and they had some great races in the past. I mean, you had the tire war year of 2008 with the big problems there. A couple of the last races that we ran there with the Gen 6 car, they just weren't NASCAR fan enjoyable, right? Because NASCAR fans want to see that 15 cautions, big multiple car wrecks, and just 13,000 overtime finishes. So the NASCAR fans didn't want it. They wanted to get rid of it. When other racing fans that liked it, like me, I wanted to keep the oval. I love the oval, love the Brickyard 400. And now NASCAR has listened to the casuals again. They're bringing the Brickyard 400 back. And how long is it going to withstand this time? My opinion is it's not going to last long, because what's going to happen is we're going to get another one of those races like we did with the Gen 6 era. Tires don't mean anything. Track position is going to be key, which, I mean, that's just modern day NASCAR. That's modern day NASCAR. I mean, take it or like it or hate it or love it. That's modern day NASCAR. I've come to the point where I've given up on faith and hope that they will fix the product and they will make these tires wear faster. They will change or add more horsepower, take a little bit of the rear stability out of these cars. They're way too easy to drive, it looks like. To me personally, the Xfinity cars got a way better product. They're basically invincible unless you break a toe link or lose a wheel or a flat tire, and then you're done. I've just given up on this product of car. We're here. I mean, you just got to watch it. There's nothing we can do about it. We're stuck. So now that the fans are getting the Brickyard 400 back, how long is it going to last? It's not going to last long at all. Don't get your hopes up. What's going to happen? We're going to have 1, 2, maybe 3 years down the line, after we have typical Indianapolis Motor Speedway Cup Series stock car racing there on the oval, like we've seen from the beginning of time that we have ever ran there. We're going to get 3 of those in a row with no big wrecks and 1,500 cautions and all this drama and 55 overtime restarts. And then these NASCAR fans are going to complain that the racing sucks and we got to get rid of this. And it's going to be a cycle. It's going to continue again. I've seen it in the past. I mean, look at what they did to Atlanta. Atlanta was one of the best tracks. Everybody complained about it. The surface was done. So boom, we tore Atlanta down, put in this terrible racetrack that is just absolute awful garbage, hot garbage, trash, throw it away. And then we go there twice a year and they're begging for more. They want to pave other tracks identical to Atlanta. I mean, these casual fans, they watch a couple races a year. This will be one they'll watch because it's Indianapolis Brickyard 400. They're going to think it's a terrible race. 3 years down the line, Brickyard 400 is gone again. And it will just be a footnote in NASCAR history, because once it goes away again, it's gone forever. And that's what these NASCAR fans need to realize. They're going to hate this race. They're going to hate it. Me, personally, I'm going to love it, because that's true racing. That's Indianapolis. We're going to see the best team that has the best car qualify up front. And if they can maintain the track position, if they can pit, if they can not make any mistakes on pit road, and then survive the stage manipulated cautions and keep that track position, they're going to deserve to win, and that's what we should see. And we might see fuel mileage being involved. If we took the stage cautions out, we probably would have a really good Brickyard 400 with fuel strategy. It really would, but we're not going to see that, unfortunately. So that's another reason that fans are going to hate this race. They know what they want, but they don't know what they want, so then it's going to be a big problem. All right, last thing I want to talk about here is I don't really watch his thing, Denny Hamlin's thing, and I think his takes are not. They're not like hot takes or anything. They're just common takes that every other common person that watches racing is. He just gives you a little bit more insight because he's a driver, but he's not obligated to say too much because look at what happened to him already this year. So I guess my thought on it is the playoff format. People are looking at the Winston Cup points and saying Denny Hamlin is the points leader. Truex is a great battle for the Winston Cup points. Fortunately, we don't live in a time period where that's ever going to work anymore. That's not going to exist. Every sport around has a playoff system. There's a regular season, a postseason, and then you got the hype and the build-up because you sell tickets and then you sell TV money for all of the big events at the end of the year for the playoffs or whatever. So it's not going to go away, but we can ratify it. My thought is, I'm tired of this win and you're in thing. Like, the win and you're in is done. What really settles it for me is look back at Matt Crafton, I believe it was 2019 Truck Series Championship. Didn't win a single race. Won the championship. Got to the Final Four, won the championship. Consistent all season. If you would have looked at the points without the playoff format and all that, he still would have been the champion. So the way I look at it, and then again last year, Truex finished fourth, I believe, in the regular season standings and didn't make the playoffs. Just unfortunate, right? And you got guys that are running 28th to 30th in points, and they make the playoffs because they get a waiver. And then they give out 4 waivers and all this. I think we should just go to a format of the old kind of like the old style chase system, right? Let's call it the chase for the cup. It's not a playoff. It's a chase for the cup. Perfect name for it. I don't know why they ever got rid of the chase for the cup. And then let's do 10 races. At the end of the regular season, the 26 races, let's just take the top 10 drivers in points, no matter how many wins, losses they have. I don't care if you have 15 wins at the end of the regular season and you're running 11th in points, you don't make the playoffs. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. Your inconsistency screwed you on that one. That's all I could say. If you finish second in points and you didn't win a single race, you're in the playoffs, man. You deserve a chance. You deserve a chance at the title. You ran so consistent all season. May not have got the victory, but you finished second in points out of, 36 full-time teams? That's deserving of a championship in my eyes. So, end of the regular season, the top 10 in points. So, you could still award stage points. You could still award playoff points. So, if you win a race, you get 5 bonus points or make it 10. Make it worth more. Like, if you win a race, that's a big deal, right? You get 15 playoff points going into the playoffs. Or the chase for the cup is what I'd rather call it, but playoffs, because that's what everybody's going to know it as. And then if you win a stage, let's say you get 5 playoff points or chase for the cup points. And then at the end of the 26th race, the regular season, you take all of the points earned that from the season, like all your stage wins, your race wins, you add all that up to the number of points you had at the end of the regular season. And then say you finish 11th in points, no points get reset, right? You just get those points added to it at the end of the regular season. So let's say you finish 11th in points by 1 point down from 10th. It doesn't even matter if you score the most points the rest of the season and get to the final championship race and you are tied with the points leader. You're not eligible. You have to be top 10 in points when at the end of the regular season. Let's make it exclusive, right? We have way too many people in the playoffs. We got 16 of 36. It's like the NBA, right? The NBA, they've got 32 teams, something like that, and half of them make the playoffs. That's ridiculous. NASCAR's the same way. 16 drivers, 36 teams. Ridiculous to me. So let's do top 10 in points. They battle it out and let math be your elimination. Let's say you finished second in the regular season points and you won 8 races. There's 8 times 15, plus you won 20 stages. There's another 20 times 5, 100. So you're starting off with a huge gap, right? Into the playoffs. And people that didn't win stages or races, they're still at the same points at the end of the regular season at. So if they were 150 points back going at the end of the regular season, that's how many points back they are to start, plus the bonus points that the other people ahead of them got for all the race wins and stage wins. And then it just let math eliminate people as we go through the races. Let's do 10 races, right? And just let math eliminate them. If you get to a point where you're 350 points down with 2 races to go, you're not going to win the champ. You've been eliminated. You're done. Let's see, like, especially last year with the points battle that was going on last year, even this year from 3rd to 10th was like 40 points separating those guys. Can you imagine if we went into the playoffs with that type of buildup and hype? I mean, it's crazy. William Byron was looking really good in points, and he's been struggling as of late. Hamlin is now points leader. Truex is kind of faded as well. Buescher's climbing up through the points. I mean, it would be so much storylines to cover because each race would mean so much. It wouldn't be, if I win this race, I'm advancing. It'd be like, I got to get the best finish I can get. Like, I'm not going to just throw caution at the wind and try to go for the win. I'm going to try and get as many stage points I can get. I'm going to go try to win this race. Or I'm going to go try and run up front all day. Because you could top 2, top 3 your way to a championship. It's possible. So that's my thought on the playoffs. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel for more great content. And maybe I'll bring some more of these. I'll bring one of these weekly. One of these little rant videos. So I appreciate it. You can check out all of our links to our socials on the bottom of the screen, or also in the description of this video. Make sure to check out Dubby, sponsor of this channel. Go buy a tubby of Dubby, some great stuff. You'll enjoy it. Go check out our merch store. Go buy you some Dega Boys merch, Dega Boys hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, whatever you want. It's on there. And again, I really appreciate it. This is the Dega Boys. Have a great rest of your day.